Welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here to review All In. It was an amazing show, guys. The show ended probably about, I'd say 25 minutes ago. And it was one heck of a night, and we're going to get into the review of everything. I know right now in the description box everything isn't matching up, but by the time I'm done with this, I will put the tags in the video, and I will also make sure everything else matches up with it. Also, do me a favor, guys. Make sure you like the video, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and notification so that when I do a live review, you guys will be the first ones to know about it. But for right now, let's start talking about the show and what happened. So we get into the show. I did not get to see any of the pre-show matches, unfortunately. I was watching with a friend. We had a hard time even seeing the pre-show, and we had a hard time with the stream in the very beginning with Fight TV. But I have to give it up. Fight TV got right on top of it, and it was fixed immediately after. We had a little bit of issue in the beginning, but after that, no problems. The very first match that I saw was Mike Cross versus MJF. I'm not too familiar with this guy, but it was a heck of a match. Good back and forth action between both competitors, and it was definitely a match that I felt was worthwhile. One that I would highly recommend anyone go back and check out. If you didn't know, Matt Cross is Son of Havoc from Lucha Underground, so very, very cool to see that. He picks up the victory in a match that I would consider pretty decent, and I gave it the overall grade of a B. We get into the next match here. Hold on. Sorry, they got a lot of GIFs loading here on this site too, just so I can keep everything in order. We had Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell. Jerry Lynn was the special guest referee for this match, and Stephen Amell didn't do the greatest in the match, but he's not a pro wrestler. But as a celebrity, he is probably one of the best, I would say, who got into that ring. He took a lot of chances. He did a lot of different things. And I must say, Stephen Amell really impressed me tonight in that show. He did a spot through a table. Basically took a very risky spot and went through a table. I had to give it up to Stephen Amell. Christopher Daniels did a great job taking care of him. Stephen Amell went coast to coast. I couldn't believe it, guys, when I saw it. Very cool to see that. Daniels ended up picking up the victory in the end. But here's the cool part about it. How often can we say that the celebrity put over the wrestler? So hats off to Stephen Amell for doing that. And much respect to him. I thought it was very cool that he did that. And I hope to see him in a ring again. I don't want to see it all the time, but it was something very special, and I thought it was very cool to see him in the ring. We get to the women's four-way match. I'm sorry, and I didn't give you the grade for that one. I got to pull up my notes here. I gave that a C. Some botches in there, but it was still fun. Very fun for what it was. We get to the women's four-way. We had Tessa Blanchard versus Madison Rayne versus Chelsea Green versus Britt Baker. Britt Baker came out to Adam Cole's Ring of Honor music. Thought that was pretty cool. And she delivered a pretty sick super kick in the match. Chelsea Green came out in her TNA She's a Hot Mess attire. Madison Rayne, usual self. And Tessa Blanchard came out like she does on Impact. Excellent match. There were a lot of missed spots and kind of missed timings in the match. Not too bad that you wouldn't notice, but something that they should have polished up a little bit more in the match. But overall, I thought these women did a good job, performed very well. And I watched the show with someone who is a hardcore wrestling fan and someone who is a casual wrestling fan. And they had some interesting perspectives on it. They thought that the match was decent. They thought it could have been better as well from the casual standpoint. And I agree with them on that 100%. Tessa Blanchard picks up a sloppy victory. I don't know if that was how it was supposed to end. But she pinned her with a hammerlock DDT for the pinfall victory. So good job, ladies. I gave that a C-. Could have been a little bit better, but yeah. Now, the next match was the match that I thought would main event the show. For the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, we had Nick Aldis versus Cody. When I was watching this match, I felt like this should have been the main event. This had so much hype and build around it for me that I would have wanted to end the show with this match. Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis came out to like a big UFC feel for the show. who did Cody Rhodes have with him? He had Glacier, Tommy Dreamer, and DDP that I recognized. They came out like UFC camps. They did weigh-ins and everything. And I thought that was a different dynamic to see in pro wrestling. Nick Aldis had Jeff Jarrett and who was the other one? Daivari. And crazy. This is a great back and forth match. Something I highly recommend. Daivari tries to interfere in the match when both guys are down at one point and pushing on Earl Hebner. And, you know, Earl's not taking the mess. He ended up like getting into it with DDP, and DDP hits a diamond cutter in the match. Cody Rhodes' face is covered in blood. He's locking in figure 4 leg locks. He hits the crossroads, and Nick Aldis kicks out of all of it. And he winds up getting a pinfall victory on him, where Cody countered a sunset flip into a roll-up for the pinfall victory, a la Bret Hart British Bulldog SummerSlam 92. Your winner and new NWA World Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes. I'm so happy for the guy. It's good to see someone live out their father's legacy, and he's holding the same belt his father held, so it had to be an emotional moment for him and Brandy. Very cool. Much respect. And that match I gave it A- to, I believe. Yes, A-. Next we had Joey Janela with Penelope Ford versus Hangman Paige, Adam Hangman Paige, I should say, in a Chicago street fight. This match was a little bit crazy. And out of all the matches, this is one of the ones that the casual fan that I was watching with, he was pretty much into it. Like, he really enjoyed the match. He liked Penelope Ford. His eyes went right towards her. And he liked the moves in the match. He was just like, oh, this is a pretty sick match, the stuff they're trying in here. Sick ladder bumps, table spots. You guys should check it out. The power bomb to the floor that Adam Hangman Page gave Joey Janela was scary. And like I said in the preview on my podcast, check it out on anchor.fm/EPW. I was not too familiar with Joey Janela, but after this show, he won me over. I'm a fan. Like, this guy took a lot of abuse in this match. He did his thing. He put in his work, and much respect to him. I thought it was an excellent, excellent match. Just crazy. So, in the end, Adam Hangman Page finally gets the victory, and he gets the win. But after the match, there's this weird scene with Joey Ryan, and he comes out with, I don't even know how to describe it, a piece of the male anatomy, basically, we'll say. And he comes out and has everybody out there, like, laughing, whatever. And he comes out and he does his spot that he always likes to do that Jim Cornette hates, where the guy grabs his junk and he flexes and flips him over. Not sure why that spot had to be in, and I wasn't too sure how I felt about it. But that happened after Hangman Page got the victory, and Joey Ryan was back, and that stuff you got to watch Be the Elite for. Make sure you subscribe to their channel with Cody, the Young Bucks, everyone in the Bullet Club basically are on there. Excellent match. The Ring of Honor World Championship, if you listen to my preview, I predicted this match, and it played out just like I was hoping it did. We had Jay Lethal versus Flip Gordon, but right before he came out, it was not Jay Lethal. He was accompanied to the ring by Lanny Poffo, and it was, ooh, yeah, Black Machismo, yeah. And he was out there, and he was giving the business. Black Machismo did a pretty good job. He had a spot where he acted like Brandy was Miss Elizabeth, Brandy Rhodes, and very cool. Jay Lethal did an excellent job in this match, and it's one that you would not have let you down. They did a really good job. I gave that match a B+, and I'm sorry, the Hangman Page Joey Janela was a B-. If I miss anything, check the description, guys. I'll have all the grades in there. But this was a good match. Jay Lethal ends up winning with the lethal injection, and he picks up the big victory. After the match, we have Bully Ray come out and run in with his chain, started beating down on Jay Lethal and Flip Gordon. Flip Gordon put on a heck of a show. Excellent wrestler. He deserves more stuff. So if anyone gets a chance to book Flip Gordon, hashtag still book Flip Gordon. And Colt Cabana ends up coming out to make the save. Colt Cabana helps powerbomb Bully Ray through a table with the assistance of Jay Lethal and Flip Gordon, and they end it with a big smile for all the fans. B+. We get to Kenny Omega. I'm sorry, did I say B plus for that one? Yes, B plus. We get to Pentagon Jr. versus Kenny Omega. Woo! This is a great match. Everything you would expect to see. Lots of V triggers. You got lots of power bombs, cross bodies to the outside, snap suplexes, dragon snap suplexes. Everything's in this match. Stuff on the apron. I would recommend you guys go and check out this entire show. Kenny Omega and Pentagon put on one heck of a match. It's up there. It's got to be one of the best ones of the night. These guys did an amazing job. The match ends once again with Kenny Omega putting Pentagon Jr. up, and he lands the one-wing angel for the pinfall victory. The lights go out for a little bit, and Pentagon Jr. still knocked out. Omega's in the ring celebrating, but Pentagon Jr. gets up, and he starts beating the hell out of Kenny Omega. And you notice something's a little bit off with him because of how he's moving around. And then when he hits the code breaker, a lot of the fans in the arena probably finally noticed that it was Chris Jericho underneath the Kenny Omega mask after the lights had went out. And he basically said he'll see Kenny Omega on the Jericho cruise. Jericho, Kenny Omega confirmed for Jericho's cruise. Absolutely hashtag tremendous. This match deserved an A. I love the ending. Jericho, you are still the man. I was shocked to see him there. So good job by Cody and the Bucks to get him in there. We had Okada versus Marty Scroll. And this was a match that we were talking throughout it, but I'm paying enough attention. I'm like, oh, this is a tough spot to be in after that great match. These guys definitely came in and delivered. There was nothing held back. They came into that ring and beat each other down. Great wrestling match. Told a phenomenal story. This was kind of like it was straight out of New Japan. And in the end, Okada lands several Rainmakers to Marty Scroll for the big victory. They did tease a couple times that Marty could pull it out, but he just wasn't able to get it. And Okada picks up the victory, and he's looking like he's getting his mojo back after losing the IWGP Championship to Kenny Omega. So, excellent spot. Good to see the Rainmaker is back. And I gave that a B+. And we get to the main event. We had Rey Mysterio, Fenix, and Bandino versus the Golden Elite, the Young Bucks, and Kota Ibushi. The main event felt rushed, and I don't know if that was simply because of timing, because a lot of the other matches felt like they went over a little bit. And like I said, there were consistent botches throughout the night. Nothing that's like a big deal, but it's something that I noticed. They were botching a lot of the endings, and people were breaking up stuff they weren't supposed to, it looked like, or they missed the spot and they didn't break up stuff like in the women's four-way. So this show looked like it had ran over a little bit. This match was quick, fast, and hard-hitting. Bandito showed me something in this match. He's an amazing talent. Once again, him and Joey Janela, out of the two people I knew nothing about, much props, and I'd love to see these guys wrestle again. Now, Fenix, he had a botch in this match too, but he bounced up back out of the botch and still completed the move. Fenix is amazing. He had some moves across the ropes. Rey Mysterio, Bandino, and Fenix end up losing to the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi. Exactly what we thought. Exactly what we thought. There was a botch once again, though, with more bang for your buck. It looked like they were supposed to pick up the victory there. It didn't happen that way, so they ended up ending it with a Meltzer driver to Bandito. And 1, 2, 3, the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi pick up the victory. Good match for what it was once again. And that's another B+. Overall, guys, this show was pretty decent. I'm going to have to give it an A-. I thought it was an excellent show despite the botches. And I would highly recommend anyone go back and check this show out. It was definitely worth the time. And down below in the comment section, guys, do you want to see an All-In 2? Do you want to see Cody and the Bucks give this another chance? Is this a big WrestleMania show that they should do once a year with all the companies uniting? How do you think it should play out? Once again, guys, this is Everything Pro Wrestling. This is the show by the fans, for the fans. I am Conrad Cushman. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel if you are interested. And I am out. Thank you for watching. Peace.